Hey to your professional sarcastic man, it's Secret of Attention Elves Chris here with reviews on Go-Go Power Rangers number 20, Guardians of the Galaxy number 5, and Justice League number 24, starting off alphabetically, Go-Go Power Rangers number 20. So Goldar and the rest of Rita's minions attack the Angel Grove Youth Center. They're after the Rangers, they're keeping the citizens hostage until the Rangers appear. Kimberly and Trini are at the scene, but because there's too many witnesses, they can't morph yet. Rita's still dealing with her mother. Her mother still believes there's good in her. Might want to stop because that ain't happening until Power Rangers in space. But Zach and Billy are called by Zordon to help. Zordon wants to leave Alpha-1 as backup, but Zach and Billy are able to, primarily Zach is able to convince Zordon that, if as he says, if Alpha-1 can end this fight even 1 second faster, he's coming. So Zordon accepts that and sends Alpha-1 with them. Jason arrives on the scene, fights with Goldar, is able to rescue some of the hostages, who then also help fight off Goldar as well in whatever way they can as the rest of the Rangers morph and arrive. But then, as we all expected, Alpha-1 reveals his true intentions, which I definitely, I called it. I very much called it. He wants the Rangers to execute Goldar, believing it's pointless. The fact that you defeat them, they escape, they come back, rinse and repeat. So how about we just end it by just killing them? It's much easier, and evil doesn't have to constantly come back and ruin everyone's day. Pretty much. I can understand where he's going with, but that's not how the Rangers really are. That's not how they work. It's very a twisted sense of twisted morals, justice, how to uphold justice, and that's how Alpha-1 believes justice, how good should be used for to finally actually destroy evil by killing it. So called it there. So the story, I forgot to say the writers. The story by Ryan Parrott, 3.5 out of 5, above average. But we finally properly progressing with the whole Alpha-1 story. Not that much with Rita and her mother, but considering I believe the next issue is an oversized one to wrap up everything before the start of the new arc, it's probably going to be wrapped up and finished there. But it was a good issue regardless. The art by Eleonora Collini and coloring by Raul Angulo, 3.5 out of 5. It's not that bad, but I believe the parts in present day, whenever Goldar is there, especially at the end where Alpha-1 reveals his true intentions, that's when the art was at its best. I really liked it there. The cover by Marcus Toe and Raul Angulo, 4 out of 5. The art and coloring on that was really, really good. Although the Megazord doesn't appear. I don't know why it's on the cover. I mean, I know it's supposed to portray each aspect of the Power Rangers. Civilian, their Ranger form, their Megazord. But, I get it, but, the Megazord doesn't appear on the book, but it's a good cover regardless. So onto Guardians of the Galaxy number 5, the penultimate issue to the final gauntlet. Got one more issue left after this, written by Donny Cates, art by Jeff Shaw, coloring by David Curiel, and the cover by David Marquez and Dean White. So, to no one's surprise, Star-Lord didn't die. He's still very much alive. He's able to live by wearing body armor, having learned from his, as he puts it, you get stabbed through the chest with a sword enough times, you learn a few things. And he discovers that Gamora has been captured by the Dark Guardians, and they're left stranded, but not for long, as Beta Ray Bill calls some help in the form of Lockjaw, his old friend and ally, and they all suit up to save Gamora. And Gamora, with the Dark Guardians that finally confronted Eris finally confronts Gamora, believing that she is the reincarnation of, well, not reincarnation, possesses Thanos' soul within her, but their efforts to kill her and prevent Thanos from returning is stopped by Thanos' love interest, Hela, who reveals that it's not Gamora that's actually the one that contains Thanos' soul. It's I won't reveal who it is, but it's very ironic who Thanos put his own soul into. So I'll leave it there. Story 4 out of 5. I think I really liked this issue. This is a pretty good issue. Progressed the plot very nicely. We finally get proper confirmation of who Thanos' soul is actually residing in. It's not in Gamora, it's in someone else, a very ironic person to possess his soul. So, good issue. The art and coloring by Shaw and Curiel. I'm going to say 4 out of 5, but I think this first part with the Guardians, the coloring was good to an extent. The art, it was good in most parts, but I think as soon as it got into once Hela arrived, the art from Hela's arrival onwards and the coloring was as well was really, really good. The cover by Marquez and White, 4 out of 5. I like the art and coloring on that. Yeah, it was a pretty good cover. So that was it for Guardians. On to Justice League number 24, Destroyed by the Dark Knight. This is, I believe this is also another penultimate issue. We have one more issue left, issue number 25, which is oversized to finish off the 6-dimension arc. So written by Scott Snyder and Jorge Jimenez, the art by Jimenez, the coloring by Alejandro Sanchez, the cover by Jimenez and Sanchez. So we have a little moment of Superman remembering a kind of a moment with John, where John was disappointed they couldn't fly off a lantern, a memorial lantern for his grandfather, and Clark talks about it's kind of his it's kind of thing that he's kind of fearful of, as he says, people often assume if Superman ever imagined the worst, it must be while fighting world-threatening villains, when he's taking a punch that shatters mountains, engulfed in a plasma blast as hot as the sun. But the truth is, he never imagines the end of those times. He can't afford to. Instead, it's the quiet moments, the nothing moments in the midst of the smallest failures. As he said, why did he insist that they light the lantern the old-fashioned way? There's no lantern for his father on the anniversary of his death, and his son is disappointed. Why? Because he does what he thinks is right, and now it's raining. So, kind of remembering that Superman is motivated to keep fighting, to keep going on, to keep trying to escape the prison that he's put into. And back to the Justice League with the future Legion of Doom. They're trying to escape from Lois's forces from Apocalypse, and they're able to. The Legion is able to distract Lois's forces while they're able to pretty much shoot the Justice League into the escape portal, which takes them back to the Hall of Justice. And while this is all going on, the World Forger takes Batman to his, as he calls it, the final bat suit, the Sunbox, which is the suit he will use to determine which people side with one another, or pretty much force people onto the side of justice in this future. So the World Forger is getting ready to end the universe, create a new one in the 6 dimensions image, and this all leads up to the final confrontation between the Justice League against the World Forger, his Justice League, the 6-dimension Justice League, and Batman. So I'll leave it there. The story, 4 out of 5, really liked it. Definitely progressed the plot really well, getting closer and closer to Superman getting out. There's some definitely. I really like these moments with the future Legion of Doom, kind of just, kind of trying to be good guys. There's some really good moments, especially when they say their goodbyes, like each kind of like a hero and their villain saying goodbye to one another. So Sinestro to John, don't let our light grow dim ever. Thank you, Thal. Cheetah to Wonder Woman, Diana, always remain true. Sisters in arms, always. Hilariously, the Gorilla Grodd Flash one. Flash, I still hate you. Thank you, Grodd. It's good to see you. You still love me so much, pretty much. I really like these moments with the future Legion of Doom. Even though it's kind of the end for them, since obviously their future's never going to come to pass, I'd really like to see like more moments of this Legion of Doom, maybe. Just a ragtag team of kind of like almost like space pirates in a sense. So yeah, story 4 out of 5. The art and coloring by Jimenez and Sanchez, 4.5 out of 5. Is really, really good. The art and coloring here, amazing art and coloring in this, and the cover by the two, 3.5 out of 5. I like the art and coloring, but it's an okay, good cover. I've seen much better by Jimenez and Sanchez, but it's not a bad cover regardless. So that is it for those three. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.